Sprite has long been a mainstay of the British caravan industry. It's not hard to see why. For decades, this company has championed the cause of the caravanner on a budget, offering tourers that are cheap to buy, lightweight and crucially easy to tow. So you're probably thinking that this caravan behind me is the latest in a long line of Sprites, and you'd be right. But you'd also be wrong. Maybe I should explain. If you take a close look at this caravan, it may bear a passing resemblance to a Sprite. In fact, it's almost identical. But there's no reference to Sprite on this van at all. In actual fact, it's a Swift. It's called the Lifestyle 4, and it's a special edition marketed and sold by dealer giant Marquis. What they basically do is take a standard Sprite and throw a whole load of equipment at it, and certainly there's some evidence of that on the outside. Take a look at these snazzy Scorpion alloy wheels and the hitch head stabiliser. Crucially though, despite all this extra equipment, the weights haven't gone through the roof. In actual fact, this caravan weighs just 1,250 kilograms all up. Obviously, a lardy Sprite is something of a contradiction in terms. Like most caravans with a French bed interior layout, the main habitation entrance door is forward of the axle line. So you enter the caravan straight into the lounge, and this is no exception. And straight away there seems to be a bit of a problem. These settees do look a bit short, and there's a good reason for that. They are. But that's not necessarily the end of the world. This may be a 4-berth caravan, but we'd wager that 99% of them will be bought by couples. As long as this bed at the front can be used as a good sized double, and you can fit 4 people in here by day, then it really isn't an issue. And to be honest, it's a really nice place to be. Some people get a bit sniffy about single pane front windows on caravans, but we really think it suits this caravan. It really does flood the interior with light, especially when you factor in the lifestyle spec panoramic roof light above it. Take into account the opening Heki 2 roof light over the kitchen, and this is one area that never ever feels dark or gloomy. And so to the kitchen. And straight away there's more very good news. Really and truly, the Lifestyle 4's resident chef has to keep reminding him, or indeed herself, that beneath all the glitz and glamour, this is actually a budget caravan. This kitchen really is very good indeed. For one thing, it's big, and that translates into ample worktop space. But if even this little lot isn't enough for your caravan culinary endeavours, then there's a folding extension flap there that's a very good size too. In terms of equipment, again, we've got very few complaints. The domestic style cooker may lack the currently de rigueur electric hot plate, but it does have 3 gas burners and separate oven and grill. And being a lifestyle, of course, means it gets a bit more kit than usual. This microwave oven comes as standard, as does this electric roof extractor fan. You won't be complaining much about storage either. There's plenty at high and low level. And there's even a couple more shelves here on the back of the TV unit. Speaking of the TV unit, this forms a natural partition between the kitchen and the bedroom, and the bedroom really is this caravan's major plus point. It comprises a French bed. It's fitted longitudinally, and at 6 foot 2 inches long it should be more than big enough for most occupants. Each person also gets a reading light, a knick-knack shelf and a dedicated roof locker. And the central roof light makes sure that the area doesn't feel dark or cramped. And of course, another major plus point of a fixed double bed is the simply vast amount of storage underneath. And it's certainly the case here, although obviously you shouldn't fill it up until you're safely pitched up on site. Interestingly too in here, the wash basin and vanity are en suite. It's next to the bed. There's some good shelving space here, a low cupboard, and the mirror is even backlit. So it's all been pretty plain sailing for the Lifestyle 4 so far, but every caravan has its compromises, and in this case it concerns the washroom. It's pretty big for a corner all-in-one affair, and the shower tray certainly is of a good size. We like the big shower head too, and that storage shelf is absolutely enormous. Unfortunately, there are a couple of issues in here, not least of which is the fact that the walls are unlined. For another, the toilet and door are protected from shower spray, not by the folding doors you might expect, but this rather clingy pull-around curtain. Worst of all though is the emission of a blown air heating vent. Drying your towels in here is going to be rather laborious. The standard Sprite Alpine 4 is a fine caravan in its own right, but this lifestyle treatment really does ramp up the kit levels and makes it feel rather more special, although obviously it is rather more expensive than the caravan upon which it's based. In layout terms, it gets pretty much everything spot on, although those front settees are rather short and the corner washroom does need some fundamental tweaks to make it perfect. However, for couples looking for a fixed bed caravan who can't stretch to a huge tow car, this really does warrant closer examination.